good, babies? I am T Styles. I have written over 90 novels. I own and operate the Cartel Publications, and which is a publishing house for urban fiction. And I own and operate the Elite Writers Academy, where I teach writers how to build their book careers. And tonight I'm going to be talking about why I left the powerhouse Triple Crown Publications. Okay. If you don't know me, first off, I started my writing career in 2006 with a novel, a self-published novel called Rainbow Heart. Rainbow Heart did not do what I wanted it to do, primarily because I didn't really understand, what people were looking for. But what it showed me was that I could do a story. And it also introduced me to the things that other people were looking for. So at a book signing one day, I happened upon a whole wall of books. Like, they had a whole wall of just urban fiction novels with all these different covers and things like that. And one of the covers that stood out was Kawan's book, Gangsta. And although the other book covers had all these rich colors, it was something slick and just cool about the black cover, white letters, Gangsta. And I just, number one, I had to have that book. And I bought it, loved it. And also the book, Larceny. I really just liked the whole idea of the story with two friends, because I had the two friends as kids, two friends as men, and it was just something that resonated with me. So what I did was I went home and I looked at Triple Crown Publications website, and I saw all of the books that they had to offer, because then you could do it. It wasn't like with Kensington or some of these other companies where they're selling like thousands of books. But it was enough for me to be able to go and look at. So I ended up looking at the books and said, all right, I'm going to write a story for a novel that I hadn't written called Mama Soldier, about a mother being very overprotective and weird with her son. And I submitted that idea. They called me back and said, we want the book. Now, they just wanted that book, but I was so excited because I had lost my job. And I felt like this could be a way for me to start a new career, and if they give me an advance, to be able to help with some of the bills. And I had never, ever not had a job, so I was horrified. So I wrote Mama Soldier, which later became A Hustler's Son, and Black and Ugly in 2 weeks. And I got a book deal immediately. And so I was brought into the world of Triple Crown Publications, and it was just so exciting. Vicky called me directly, and I remember getting chills because she was like a pop star. And she called me and welcomed me to the family, and I was just so excited. There were a lot of things that happened at Triple Crown Publications. And I'm going to fast forward to it, because the point of this is that but for the Crowns, I would not have had the career that I have now, and even, leading up to the point I'm going to talk about. So, but I will go into detail about one thing. I feel like something's on my leg. Sorry, y'all. I'm sitting here in my YouTube room, and something just started. I feel like it was crawling on me, creepy. But anyway, so there was one situation that did happen that really sparked it. Vicky had this idea where she was going to do these serialized books where you write one book and each new book would drop every month or something like that, or every week. It was going to be a quick drop, and a lot of us applied for this opportunity, but she liked my concept for The Face That Launched 1,000 Bullets. So I was really excited because I think it was supposed to be like $100,000 advance. It was something crazy, and it was going to be really good, and I'm gonna get the money per book drop or book release, the advance money. Well, something happened, and Vicky was like, I'm not doing it like this or something. And I can't even remember the exact terminology she used. But what I do remember that she said to me was, because I was so upset, if you believe in yourself so much, put your own money where your mouth is. Now, at this time, I got another job at this point, but it still wasn't representative of who I knew I was as a woman and as a writer. I was selling cell phone service at AT&T. Now, let's be clear. The way I was selling this cell phone service with these packages, honey, I was making way over 6 figures, because, I'm just would do stuff like that. So for me, if there's something to be sold, I'm going to do it. So I was very successful with it. It just wasn't representative of who I wanted to be, Nothing from that job. That job was amazing. And I actually worked for the original company before that, million years ago, with Cellular One. So, but at that point, I'm like, this is not me. But when she said that, it stuck in my mind. I was like, she's right. So I contacted my partner at that time. And I was like, at the time, meaning while I'm at AT&T, and I was like, we should start our own publishing house. I'm not going to tell you the idea, the name I have, but I'm just going to send it to you. And I sent it to her, and she was like, oh my God, I love it. And it was called the Cartel Publications. And this is pre the Cartel book. And I always say that not to be like whatever, because we get so many different questions because the Cartel is so successful from my peers, Ashley and Jaquavis. And we get so many questions that people think that they are together, and they weren't in any way. The Cartel Publications was started before the book The Cartel, so we didn't have any idea, that the Cartel would do what it did, and that we would be successful in our own reigns. So we launched the Cartel Publications, and that was one of the reasons I left, because she was like, you know what? If you believe in yourself, put your own money where your mouth is. The second reason I left was I was scared to leave. And the kind of woman that I am is, if I'm scared to do anything, I make myself do it. And the reason I do that is because I know fear holds back a many of success story, a many of an entrepreneur or millionaire. I know when I look at their stories that one of the primary reasons that they were delayed so much was because of fear. So I was scared to go. So that was another one of the reasons why I said I'm going to do this. I'm leaving this company because it's time. I've written, at that time, A Hustler's Son, Black and Ugly. And I also gave her a short story in a book called, oh my God. Damn it. I'm going to put it up here. I'm going to put it over here. But I wrote a short story in that also. So it was time for me to leave. So being afraid was another reason. The third reason that I wanted to leave was I had more stories than she could put out. Like once I learned how to write quickly and efficiently. So I wanted to write stories that just because I'm putting them out quick, I still want them to be great stories. And when I learned how to do that by the system that I teach to this day at the Elite Writers Academy, when I learned how to do that, she couldn't put the books out as fast as I was writing them. I was just writing them too fast, and I needed a house that could do that. What better house than my own house? So that was another reason I left. It was time for me to be in a situation where I could publish my own stories. We later started publishing other authors too, but I needed to be in a situation where I could do that. The fourth reason is when Vicky said put your own money where your mouth is, she was right. You can't really tell a publisher how to run and operate their own business. You can't do that, So by having my own brand and being able to do what it is I want, it gave me the freedom to direct and operate as I wanted to direct and operate. So it just made so much sense. So that was another reason. And I wanted to help other writers. That was a major thing. We ended up publishing like a nice handful of writers. And the only reason why we stopped publishing was because I was seeing storylines that were so closely related to what was already out there that I was getting discouraged. Because I'm like, I know these are talented people, but what people would do is they would take what's already out there and then write a story on that. And I was seeing a bunch of it, and I just got discouraged, which is why I started the Elite Writers Academy to teach people what they needed to look for in order to form stories that were original, and so I stopped doing that for a while. And, every now and again we publish again, but other writers, we definitely make sure we publish my books. But those were the reasons why I left Triple Crown Publications. And it's been amazing for me, my growth, just being a part of that legacy, because back in the day, your book was nothing if it didn't have the crowns on it. I mean, that's how successful it was. And it solidified me in the urban fiction history, forever. We did a thing on Clubhouse not too long ago, and I'm going to talk about Clubhouse in my next video. But we talked about that how no matter what, despite all the things that happen, the crowns will never go away. So I'm always grateful for those opportunities. So those were the reasons that I left Triple Crown Publications. I wanted to share with you guys because I get it asked all the time. And I thought this would be the best platform for that. Okay, babies, I'm out. I'll talk to you later. Bye.